Didn't even get to cross.
It's your girl Quayana, and today we'll be talking about the Femmy Cycle Cup. As you can see, okay, so in this starter kit, we have the low cervix and the regular size. So let me get those out and let me show y'all what they got going on here. Okay, so we got the regular one, which is with this hoop, and we have the low cervix one with this hoop. And then they also have the teen one, which is a little bit smaller. So as y'all can see, like, it's a different in size. This one is more like, this one is more shorter, and they're about the same width. So my experience with this cup was horrible. I don't even think horrible is the word, because to be honest, I want to cry right now. Let me go ahead and pour my wine, because this story is about to get serious. Because this cup gave me problems. You know what? When I first ordered this cup, I was like, first of all, my period didn't come yet. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be able to use my cup. You know when you get new things, you be so happy. So I'm like so excited. So I was actually looking at the wrong thing. So I'm excited. It finally come in the mail. So I'm like, oh shoot, I'm about to have fun with my little cup. I ain't gotta worry about wearing no pad. I feel like I'm just bleeding everywhere. I don't like tampons, never liked the tampons in the first place. It's just uncomfortable. No matter, I always try to use the small ones, and they still was uncomfortable. So I just said, F it. Okay, so I received my cups. I believe I got my menstrual probably like 2 weeks after. So you know, you need to know where your cervix is at. Boo, if you don't know your vagina, learn your vagina. Cause I guess I didn't know my vagina how I thought I did. So you know, I always felt like, dang, always felt like something like right there when you stick your finger, just a little tip in, like I would say about this much. And I was like, I never knew what that was. I never tend to ask either. But you know, I always research on Google, like, in the vagina parts, you know, I be curious, but I never really know. And like with the cervix, they always say, oh, the cervix feel like the tip of your nose. Well, that explains everything. Wait a minute, my nose is really itchy. That doesn't explain anything, so I guess this is my cervix. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like my cervix is low, so I used the low cervix one the first day. I put it in. You know, you gotta bend down a little bit, try to get it in. So I try to put it in, and I kind of struggle, cause you know you gotta bend it a certain way. Let me get this back out. You gotta bend it a certain way. So like to get the Femmy cup in, you gotta bend it like this. Let me see. Bend it like this, and then you do this, and then you insert it, and then it opens up a little bit while it's inside. So I'm like, okay, you know, this about to be fine. I'm about to be happy. I got my cup. I ain't got to worry about bleeding everywhere, bleeding out, whatever. So I think like the first 2 hours, you know, I was kind of like being, you know, on the safe side. I just kept checking. But then those first 2 hours, I just kept going to the bathroom, because I'm like, oh shit, like, it don't feel like nothing is in my vagina. Like, nothing. It was like a relief. Like, it didn't feel like I was on my period, but I'm like, it's happening. So I just kept checking, make sure I wasn't leaking. So then I finally decided to use the restroom. Now you can use the restroom with the Femmy cup in, but my first time using it, I wasn't thinking about that, so I take it out. I'm like, oh, I didn't even bleed a lot. Like, it was literally only like out of those first 2 hours, it was literally only like this much blood in it. Like a teensy bit. Like it was a tiny. It was like a drips. I'm like, okay, this is about to be fine. It's about to be fine. So, you know, I go a few more hours. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm getting the hang of this. Like, I'm really happy. Like, you know, my little monthly thing about to be happy. But here's the turnaround. So, go to the restroom. You gotta clean it. You know, every time you do it, you take it out, you clean it and everything. You dump it. I dump it and everything. So, I goes to put it back in. And it just felt like pressure. And I'm like, what? I'm just feeling pressure. So I'm like, this is not just feeling like this. Like, it was feeling good. So I'm sorry, y'all. I really love wine. This gonna be like a regular thing, but let me slow down on the wine. So I'm like, it feels like pressure. So I take it out. Look, it ain't feeling good. Put it back in. I readjusted it. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I have to blurt it out. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, what's going on? I stand up, I like to do a little movie, you know, you're trying to get comfortable and stuff. So I'm like, this is not feeling right. So I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, my vagina just still getting used to it. I go out the bathroom, I do my patrol. Now it's time for me to go back to the restroom. At this time, I go to the restroom. As I'm trying to take the cup out, because I'm pretty sure I had to poop, I tried to take the cup out and it was like pressure, like it was pulling something, and I'm like, oh shoot. But I'm like, okay, I got it out now. I was good. I went to wipe and I was like, what the heck? Like, it felt like, I don't know, this is probably too much, but if you watch videos, they have the little pump for the vagina. It felt like my vagina was like completely swollen, and I'm like, I was freaking out. I'm like, I know ain't no baby coming out of me. Like, I ain't pregnant. Like, I'm freaking out now. Like, this really started getting deep. So I'm freaking out, and I'm like, what the heck have I done? So I'm curious. So I take my phone and I put it down there, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, it looked familiar, but I've never really paid attention. So I went on Google and I'm like, okay, cervix. I done looked up the cervix before. That's why it looked familiar. So my cervix is literally sitting out of my vagina. When I tell you, I don't know what the freak to do. I sat there. I was freaking out. I called my ex and I was like, oh my god, my cervix is coming out. I'm gonna die. I could be never have kids or whatever. So that happened. You know, I get off work. Then by this time, I said, forget the cup. I ain't putting that thing back in me. So, you know, I get home. Actually, I didn't go home. I went to my ex's house. And I had to poop. I had to poop for this time. And, like, it came back out again. So I'm like, oh no, we finna go to the emergency room because I'm scared. I'm freaking out. So I get there. You know, I'm waiting. Emergency room taking forever. They like, I'm like, what you here for? They like, what you here for today? I'm like, I'm scared. My cervix is... I'm so, like, over it. I'm like, my cervix, it was coming out. I don't know what to do. So they like, well, that's not normal because you're young. That only happens to women that's either going through menopause or had a lot of children. I'm like, I ain't never had children. I ain't never been pregnant. And I'm too young to go through menopause. She's like, well, it's weird, but it happens. And I'm like, that's just one more thing that I have to add to problems. Like, I don't want to add any more things to problems. So they did my test. They test my organs and everything. They say everything is fine. And I was like, well, I just recently had a period. And I tried the cup. And And I used the low cervix one, just in case I had low cervix, which I did. Even though I will say, if you have a cervix that sit low, as in like if you stick your finger like this and you can feel your cervix, do not, I repeat, do not use a cup. It is the worst. And the thing is, it left a red ring around my cervix because when I was trying to pull it out, I was squeezing it so to like unsuction, but it was stuck onto my cervix. You don't want that. Don't use the cup if you have a really, really low cervix. Don't ever do that. Because you will end up like me. But that was just my review on the Femmy cup. I had a horrible experience. I feel like in the nearby future, if my cervix ever was to actually sit up high, maybe I will try it again. But other than that, I'm staying away from this thing. I don't have periods as of right now, and I hope I don't have time soon. But if your cervix don't sit low, I really recommend the Femmy cup because it was lovely. But if your cervix is low, boo, you better not put that thing up there, cause it's gonna get, you gonna have to go to the hospital. Well, bye.